you finish, Kanye, I just want to let you know Beyonce's got the best video in the world. And we're back. WZR Radio, WZROnline.com. Ryan Clark, Matt Boone. What's cracking? Nobody wants to hear Kanye. We'll cut
You
him
never
off.
tell me when we're coming back. How the hell am I supposed to know?
Yeah. Well, we didn't. Nobody wanted to hear Kanye, right? Fuck Kanye.
Fuck him.
Legend Killer.
I would listen to Kanye's part, but you see, Jay-Z's was better in my opinion. He had the best part on that song. Now you can keep singing Kanye. Go ahead.
I stole it from Legend Killer last week, where he called up. Remember, he called up with the live phone call there and said something.
Oh, is he the one who did the joke last week?
That was him.
I stole that last night to finish up our show. Remember?
That's right.
I ganked it right from him. Oh yeah.
As I was plugging JMK for all the hard work that he's done for the website,
You gave me a giant opening, man. You sounded like you were accepting an award. You're like, I want to thank JMK for all its help, and I really want to thank this person. I said, hey, you can thank somebody else in a second, but Beyonce had the best video. I'm sorry.
Gauntlet to main event Monday Night Raw last night. Like I said before we went to the break, we had John Cena came out. There was a Hell in a Cell cage that was hanging over the arena. If you guys listened to the live radio show last night, you would have known that before we went on the air. They started it off, it was Chris Jericho versus John Cena. John Cena got to the ropes. Jericho had the walls of Jericho on him, and he refused to break the hold. Kept it on for a long time. I don't know if they went to a commercial, but
no, they didn't. He kept it on during Big Show's entrance, and
right.
They kept that.
And then Big Show came out. He got disqualified as well. That brought out Randy Orton. As soon as he got to the ring, John Cena pointed up to the cage. The cage lowered down, which was pretty cool, you know. And then it
was cool in one sense, but it made no sense in the other sense. How about that for a sense? Every fucking 3 words. But John Cena just got beaten down by the best tag team in the company, the Unified Champions. They beat him down. They cheated. They beat him after the match. And then Randy Orton comes down. I guess that's why they had him. They had a super long entrance where he's real slow. Because as soon as he gets in the ring, all of a sudden John Cena's crawling to try and get back up. And as soon as he gets up and the cage comes down, now all of a sudden the motherfucker's alive again. Like, how did that happen? Did he eat his spinach and all oil was clamoring for him? And, oh, help me, Popeye.
Oh, stop it. That's pro wrestling, Matthew Boone. That's pro wrestling. But no, the cage lowered. Randy Orton was able to escape, went up to the top of the cage. John Cena followed him up, hit the FU or attitude adjustment, whatever you want to call it these days, and posed as a showing off the air. After it was over, DX came out and did the comedy bit with John Cena in the ring. So that was Monday Night Raw from last night. Overall, I mean, when you go to a Ring of Honor show 2 days prior to last night's show, and you know what I mean, it's just Monday Night Raw. It was a huge.
It's like if you have a Coke can. Like, I'm looking at a Coke can, so I thought of this. I thought if you're drinking the Coke can, right? Yeah. Ring of Honor, it tastes like Coke, and then you set the Coke can down.
Let me just say, I don't mean to cut you off, but I got a Pepsi can here, if that means anything.
Okay, so it works with Pepsi too. You're drinking Pepsi. Yeah, that's Ring of Honor. Tastes good. Tastes like it's supposed to. It's exactly what you expected. Right. You set that Pepsi can down. You wait 3 days. You pick that same exact Pepsi can back up. Hasn't been touched in 3 days. You take a sip, and now it tastes like piss. Now it's piss in the can. How the hell did that happen? It's the same can. It's the same thing. No, it isn't. No, it's not.
I like it. Good analogy.
Sorry. I've had better. I've had way better. But.
Oh, yeah. But nonetheless, it was, I mean, WWE compared to Ring of Honor, there's no contest whatsoever. I like the high-flying stuff. I like the rowdy crowds, and WWE just didn't do it for me. I knew that going in. The reason I went was obviously to cover it for WZR Radio and for the website as well. They after everybody left, they handed out flyers. They're coming back for a Raw House show. It'll be Saturday, December 26th at the Times Union Center in Albany, which we probably won't be attending because it's just a live event. And Ring of Honor, you know, they do it all over again, man. December 19th, it's Ring of Honor down in New York City, which we'll be at. And the following Saturday is a Raw House show, the day after Christmas as well, you know what I mean, December 26th. So it's right when they come back from the break. It'll be that first show after the break. So, anyways, it was interesting to note. I mean, they've never handed out flyers promoting a future live event after basically they just wanted to get all the fans who attended Raw to let them know that Raw is coming back for a Saturday Night House show, which they've never done before. But we got the flyers, and overall, top to bottom, Monday Night Raw was just another dull show. But it had the opening segment, which I enjoyed, the DX bit. I enjoyed in the end to the gauntlet match where the cage lowered down. And
I wonder if somebody should go out and try and time it and see how much Chris Jericho was on that show, because he was in the opening segment, which went about 10 minutes. Then he was in the next match, which was like 20 minutes. Then he was in the gauntlet at the end, and then he stayed at ringside for Big Show's match for the gauntlet. He was all over Raw last night.
I know, opening segment, ending segment. Oh, well, not the ending segment. Oh, yeah, the ending. You're right.
Close to, yeah.
Right. So that was Monday Night Raw. Overall, I mean, I'm not going to be biased because it was in Albany, New York, the hometown thing. You know what I mean? If I had to grade it overall, I'll give you an honest grade of probably a C.
Yeah,
that sounds about right.
It wasn't absolute trash. I mean, a lot of the things we're not even talking about, like Al Sharpton by himself wasn't really bad. I mean, he wasn't obnoxious with the plugs. He had some fun with the dancing and singing at the end. He maintained a straight face while Jillian Hall was singing and screeching in his face and just cut her off and said, I don't think so, baby cakes, or something like that. He did all right. I mean, they didn't use him right, but there's no way to use him right because what are you going to use him for? But he wasn't terrible. I mean, in the match, Chris Jericho match wasn't terrible. The gauntlet with the cell stuff at the end wasn't terrible, but everything else, unfortunately, was, including the DX Legacy thing, which I guess you like because they were right above you, but...
Hey, let's take a couple phone calls. 724-444-7444. Call ID number 30273, followed by the pound key. The Man 67 from the live chat room. You're live on WZR Radio. What's up, man?
Hey, what's going on? It's Rhode Island.
Oh, really?
Island. Rhode Island.
Then hang up on him.
This ain't Rhode Island.
You want to bet?
How would he know what Rhode Island is? Who the hell remembers that?
Rhode Island was, I mean, unless you hit puberty.
I was going to say, sounds like you hit puberty, but it's the same voice, so I don't know. Well, what's on your mind?
All right, I'm just wondering what you thought of starting the show off with, two African Americans without Sharpton getting the favor.
Without what?
I thought it was ironic.
Oh, well, we already talked about that, Rhode Island. Here, we're going to hang up on you now.
We're going to hang up on you. You're still a no good pile of shit.
You
right?
Keep that going. You got to keep it going.
He never has anything good to say, man.
Never.
And you know what? Dude, he definitely hit puberty or something, man. I mean, there's a big change in that voice.
It's the same voice, but it's got a little more bass in there, yeah.
Whatever.
Let's drop
whatever.
They finally went down there, man.
Rhode Island is back on WZR Radio. It's always good to hear. It's always good to fuck with them, too. You know what I mean?
Him and Callie were like the original two callers when we made our comeback. Callie's on the line now, I think, and we had Rhode Island just calling in. That's crazy.
He is. What's up, Callie?
Oh, so I'm sorry. I was laughing when he said that. We were talking about that already, Rhode Island. Now we're going to hang up on you and hung up the phone. I'm sorry. I'm slow. Hey, listen. Oh, first off, I know you've seen the Mayweather fight, right?
Yeah.
Did you see how big Triple H was looking? I said, my Lord. I said, you want to go to the octagon? He had the goatee, and he was all pure muscle.
The ring.
Yeah. He's walking right next to Mayweather, and he was just so big. I said, this man is humongous. It's like if it was the original ECW, now I know why Joey Styles always say, my God, he's gargantuous or something, or look at the size of that monster, because these cats are so damn, and I think Ben Roethlisberger is bigger than Triple H. I mean, picture him walking next to Mayweather, man.
Well, it was the same thing when Batista came out with Pacquiao. I mean, you forget how big these guys are until, like Reverend Al Sharpton. I mean, he, by himself, he's not a big guy, but he's not a small guy either. And in the ring last night, he's got Big Show and Mark Henry next to him. He looks like a midget, he looks like Hornswoggle. Yeah,
and these cats are all the same height, like in wrestling. That's why I don't look that small. Like, we see him, like, next to these like, short little boxers, man. These fools are, pure muscle. It is crazy. But the question, first, like a UFC question, what does, because, the Carwin fight's going to be, I think it's 106, Brock Lesnar Carwin, and something's telling me Lesnar's going to, hopefully not, but I think he's going to get him. What does Dana White have to do to get Fedor? I know it was money last time, but what does he have to do to pick him up so he can beat up Lesnar?
The big issue was they wanted to co-promote, and that's just never going to happen, no matter how long they wait, no matter how bad the heavyweight division gets, and all we need is star, let's just co-promote and fuck it. No, that'll never happen. They're never going to co-promote. I mean, that would be like just a bad example here, but like if WWE was so desperate to get Kurt Angle the way UFC is to get Fedor, and Kurt Angle said, all right, I'll come back, but you have to co-promote with TNA, which means, every time you do a pay-per-view, it's WWE and TNA present bragging rights or something like that. The UFC's never going to do that. They don't need to. There's no reason to, even though it would be awesome to have Fedor in there. It's just not worth it financially. I mean, my God, you're going to give him half of everything just for one fighter? No.
Yeah, it ain't worth it. And one more wrestling question. I've read that supposedly, Sting's like over 50, and he's not going to retire. He's going to stay longer in wrestling. Do you guys think that's time for him to hang up the boots like Kevin Nash, old butt, or, Rick Steiner? Scott Steiner or Booker T? Or you think it's better for Sting to keep wrestling until he's 60 or 70? What do you think about that?
I mean, Sting wrestling until he's 60 or 70. I mean, Jesus, give him a break. That ain't going to happen. But as far as booking, I don't think he's ever booked anywhere. Has he? I don't think he has. I don't know if he's one of those guys that likes to get involved in that stuff. He would be great as an agent, helping the people in the ring and teaching young guys and things like that, because he knows how to work a crowd. He's one of the all-time great baby faces of all time. So I mean, he knows ring psychology. He knows the basics. So yeah, I'm not wrestling till 60 or 70. That's just not going to happen, and would be stupid if it did. So maybe an agent. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the deal is with Sting. I mean, TNA has been promoting, not on Impact, but on flyers that they were passing out a few months ago at WWE SummerSlam pay-per-view, that this was it for him. So we'll have to wait and see here.
Yeah, the poster even said the final call or something like that with a question mark. But I mean, the rumor now that I read, I'm sure you saw it, is that he's not retiring and he's gonna at least have one more year, like a retirement tour, where Ric Flair kind of did, kind of thing, something like that. So
right, I've heard that as well. I mean, I think TNA was under the impression, at least as of several months ago, he hadn't given him any final word as to whether he was leaving or not. But the new reports that are out are, like Boone just said, are stating that he may stick around for another year to do some sort of farewell tour. So we'll have to.
Do you know what was cool about that last call?
What's that?
As soon as we picked it up, he was laughing his ass off, and you never get to hear that. It's like a TV show on HBO where you don't have the audience laughing at each joke, like a live studio audience, so you don't know what's funny until, you're with a group of friends and you watch it. Like, we never know if people are enjoying our jokes or if they're like, gee, you're not funny, you fucking idiots, just talk about wrestling. We have no idea, and then as soon as you plunk down the phone, he's still laughing. I was like, oh, that's cool. I guess